A Lesson on Social Justice by Jessica Flores
and Savannah King. Imagine Jess and I live in the same apartment complex. At the apartment complex, there are no individual utility meters, and it's all on one master meter.
When we get our utility bill, it's split equally amongst all the residents.
I save energy by always turning the lights off, and I buy energy-efficient light bulbs. This benefits everyone because it reduces the bill altogether.
I buy high-watt light bulbs and always leave the light on. I enjoy the benefits while everyone else has to pay.
This is the perfect example of how selfishness is the moral flaw in capitalism. The billing system at our apartment complex is paying Jessica to do the wrong thing, both morally and economically.
This arises in situations where private property does not exist.
Does this example represent the principles of social justice?
First, let's take a look at what social justice is. Social justice is a moral assessment of the way in which wealth, jobs, opportunities, and other goods are distributed among different persons or social classes. Some people get confused that having all the residents equally pay the bill, regardless of usage, is just because it entails equality.
But having the master meter at the apartment complex is unjust, because equality is no more than a first approximation of justice. It's a starting point. Equality is on the surface, but inequality is in the details of justice. It requires something that is distinctively tailored to each individual.
In other words, the equal distribution of wealth is an unsatisfactory measure of justice. Equality is not always just. So, the question then arises, how do we achieve social justice in our apartment scenario?
The corrective mechanism to achieve justice is to have separate meters for each individual apartment.
The individual meters would effectively privatize utilities within the building.
The utilities in the building would then be converted from communal to private property.
The private property system establishes individual responsibility and accountability. If each of the apartment owners are accounted for their own energy usage, both economic efficiency and economic justice will prevail.
By privatizing the utilities, this will eliminate energy selfishness and achieve energy justice. The private property system will free me and others from being victims of Jessica's injustice.
Another example of why it's important to care about social justice occurs in our private life.
The family gives the greatest scope for injustice, due to the fact that there is more room for free riding. Who owns what, or what's fair?
Suppose in your household there are 3 children, you and your younger siblings, and your dad treats you all very differently.
Let's say your dad gives the youngest sibling $40 a week and they have the bigger bedroom, whereas you only get $20 a week, and you have to share a room with your other sibling.
Now, one might say that this is unjust, and that's probably true. However, can we say the same thing about society as a whole? Is it unjust that some people can afford to do their business on a gold-plated toilet while others can barely afford a decent apartment?
And is it just that some can afford to not work at all, while some have to work long hours just to get by?
Another question, are the large inequalities of income that we have here in the United States a violation of social justice?
And also, what should the government's proper role be in this? Should the rich be taxed more and the poor less?
Nozick and Hayek believe that the answer to this is no. But why? Think of the important differences between a large-scale society and your family.
The main reason why society differs from the family is because in a free market, there is no single person responsible for distributing wealth of others. Therefore, there is no way to accuse anyone for redistributing, justly or unjustly.
We are all the central distributors. We contribute with all our decisions to the wealth. So, if there's no central distributor, how can something be just or unjust? To recap, social justice is justice in terms of the distribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges within a society. However, one must always remember that the equal distribution of wealth is an unsatisfactory measure of justice. Equality is not always just.
The individual responsibility and accountability that comes with the private property system is what gives rise to social justice. A huge benefit of the private property system is that it simplifies life by largely freeing us from the concern that we are being victims of injustice. Just like I was a victim of Jessica's selfishness when it came to her utility usage at the apartment. Because there is no central distributor in a free market society, it is misleading to extend the concept of justice to a society as a whole.
Thank you for watching. We hope we gave you a better understanding of what social justice means. I'm Jessica Flores.
And I'm Savannah King
With
with
Prager
Prager
University.
University.